Interest rates go down, mortgage demand goes up. That article, as well as, what is our government's administration, the Biden administration, doing with rentals? Again, tampering with you out there, the investor. Next on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everybody. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. Now, before we jump in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to give you the best 5 minutes in real estate on a daily basis. Let's jump right into it. This is from CNBC. Actually, the two articles we're going over today is CNBC. Weekly mortgage demand jumps 7% as interest rates drop to the lowest level since September. I've been saying this now for the entire month. Guys, buyers are coming back in. The problem we're seeing is that we're not seeing inventory. So you can't get into a house, or we're seeing multiple offers on houses. Now, if you're looking at other YouTubers or you're looking at media, they have no clue what's going on. They're sitting in their catbird seat way up in an ivory tower and saying, well, the numbers are low. The numbers are low because there's no inventory. It's not that people aren't buying. There's just no inventory. The only other way that we're looking at inventory that's actually sitting on the market is just properties that are not rehabbed, overpriced, and nobody wants a big fixer, especially having to pay top dollar for a big fixer. Makes no sense. Unrealistic sellers are the issue. Next. All right, Biden administration rolls out blueprint for renters' Bill of Rights. Come on. Here is what it includes. Guys, again, this is what happens when you allow someone to play in a sandbox that doesn't even understand what there's sand in the box itself. He's just drooling off the side of his mouth. What he's trying to do is he's saying, well, poor renters, you guys have been hurt because rents have increased so much. And it makes me look bad. The Biden administration makes me look bad because inflation has gone up so much. Has nothing to do with this society. The majority of cities out there, major cities out there, including Los Angeles, San Francisco, up and down the West Coast, Chicago, it doesn't matter. They all have rent freezes. They had owners haven't been able to raise rents in years. So what is he trying to do? He's trying to take care of everybody else, in which all he's doing is hurting the small guy. Once again, this is what his job is. Hurt the small guy. Now, let me explain how he's doing that. Anyone that has a federal backed mortgage, he wants to come in and say, you can only raise rents, so much, so long, for a certain amount. It doesn't help the market. It only distorts the market, and it helps him on inflation. That's all he cares about, is how he looks and how he can get reelected, or whoever's going to be, in that seat on the blue side. It has nothing to do with you guys. He's trying to level the playing field between renters and buyers. No, what he's trying to do is make renters feel more comfortable and not be buyers. And who's he helping out? You got it, the big hedge funds. Does hedge fund use government-backed loans? Of course not. They're paying with your hard-earned money through the retirement funds, 401ks. That's how they're doing it. They're not using any government funds. And because of that, he's able to manipulate, or at least he's trying to manipulate, the little guy who has one or two rentals, who's trying to build wealth. And he's trying to say, well, if you use our government-backed loans, well, we're going to limit you on what you can actually charge your renters. Again, are we in a capitalism or are we in Marxism? That's how you want to look at it. That's what you have to think going forward when you look at what's happening in the next election, or who you plan to elect, because slowly but surely, he's taking away your rights. Next article. Well, look what's happening. The 10-year bond continues to help us out. We are down to 6.17, a small dip here in a 30-year, small increase in the FHA at 6.25. Jumbo jumped up 14%. Now, for the first time in a while, it's above the conforming or conventional as well as FHA. So we're seeing that the jumbos are really getting good, jumping up pretty dramatically. But what we do like, though, is we're still seeing it as far back as September. These rates are September. I think they're going to go down a little bit more. And then when we get the Fed and what's going to happen with the CPI numbers going forward and what they feel is happening with the economy, we're going to see where the rates are going. Now, make it no difference. The bond market controls the Fed. If the bond market, which then goes up, and then which means people are buying bonds. If people buy bonds, then we see interest rates go down. If people don't buy bonds, we see interest rates go up. Why? If no one's buying bonds, they have to actually have the yield higher, right? Higher to entice people to utilize that investment vehicle versus putting the money into Tesla or stock or gold and silver, precious metals, or actually the crypto markets. But the volatility really scares people on crypto. The stocks have taken a dip last year. Precious metals have gone up and looks like they're being stockpiled by many central banks across the world. That's why people are now fleeing into bonds. And when they flee into bonds, which means that right now, the 1-year bond is 4.7%. The 3-month bond is 4.5%, meaning if I put my savings into a 1-year bond, I'm getting a 4.7% return. If I leave it at Wells Fargo or anywhere else, I'm getting a 1.5% return. You think what do those banks really do? They can take your money and they can put it in bonds, right? And they're making 4% off of somebody else's money, and it's legal to do that. So think about what they're doing. They not only do they put it in bonds, but they also turn around and all they do is reinvest it, whether it be in mortgages or other types of securities. That's why the banks only have to hold about 10% of the money that's out there for you to deposit or take out. And that's why if there's a bank run, they have to shut their doors because they don't have the money there. Let's be very honest about it. Their money's tied up in all these other different investment vehicles. It's not there for you to take out. And that's how they make money, and that's how they profit from it. So, well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I am glad that you have spent the 5, 6, 7 minutes that we're together. I'm hoping that we get right back on track, see that the interest rates go down a little bit more, but big moments, our CPI moment, that's going to come up here in February, as well as what the Fed's going to do on January 31st, February 1st. Well, you guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow.